This one toxic screen carried Nongshim Red Force to a 3-9 attack-sided comeback, and it only dropped one round. But on a defensive-sided map like Ascent, how could a wall carry this hard on offense? Well, let me show you. And now with this mega patch that Valorant just released, the only agent who didn't get mega nerfed was Viper, meaning that she indirectly got buffed. The only problem is that she has one of the steepest learning curves in the game. But if you can master her, you'll farm free wins. So come join this bootcamp that I created with world champion Screwface that's for aspiring pros. Top Frag, including a free community that anyone can join. We host about 7 calls a week in the Discord covering 3 topics: Valorant, aim, and performance coaching. These sessions are led by Tier 1 and Tier 2 professionals to ensure quality. All of that is free, and always will be. But if you're really serious about improving, like making it to Challengers, we've also built a rigorous 2-month program called the Combine. Throughout this camp, we'll cover agent and map mastery, elite aim training, and at the end, we'll test you with a final exam, ensuring that all the information we shared with you sticks. This curriculum has been crafted by Screwface, myself, and has been peer approved by some of your favorite pros. Oh, and did I mention we pay you $1,000 if you make it to Challengers? That's only one of many bonuses. And if you take full advantage of the Combine and pass the final exam, the coaching's on us. You'll win your money back. Our goal with this new project is to help people who want to take their Valorant career to the next level get there. Oh, and by the way, don't tell Screwface this, but if you use code Teets, you'll get a $100 discount as a little extra to help kickstart your journey. So if you're serious about improving, your first step is clicking my link in the description and joining our free community. I can't wait to meet you all there. The worst thing you can be in Valorant is predictable, and if you look at DFM's comp, this is the same lineup that's been played ever since this map first debuted, meaning that most players, especially in Tier 1, know what to expect from these 5. Now Nongshim's comp is a bit different. We've seen Viper on this map from a handful of different teams, as her stall is fantastic and can be laid out across each of Ascent's important chokes. But on offense, she's really scary because every time her wall or orb go up and down, someone or something could be behind them. These smokes create timings into various parts of the map, and there's a ton of variations. Here's a wall that cuts across B, this one mid, and an orb that lands in tree or clogs up lane on defense. But every round this game, you're gonna see RB lay out this new toxic screen. But why this one? Well, it has multiple layers. 1, it prevents the defense from fighting a main with their traditional one-way, and 2, it greatly reduces the amount of spots you can hold A from. Each of these positions are one-and-dones. Now, longtime viewers of this channel will know that when facing against a Viper on attack, there are multiple ways to counter her smokes. But because this wall limits the defense's flexibility so much, almost none of them work. Throughout this game, you're going to see DFM throw every single counter at Nongshim, only to choke this massive lead, starting with Pistol. In DFM's Turret 2-3, they plan on flying past this toxic screen and take the fight to the attackers, which is one of the ways to beat Viper. She can't use her walls if you're playing in front of them, and with half armor plus a frenzy, Meiy should destroy this 4-person push.
Animated background one instead of a screensaver.
I've not used a screensaver in years. Well, it's going to be an attempted crunch.
DFM's plan was to flash for this recon so that Jett could updraft into Gyan's dark cover, but then because Danby was too quick, I don't think he was blindsided. The defense didn't account for Neon speed, an agent you don't normally see on this map. But now without a duelist, DFM retreat and use Akame's knife to stall the attack. The suppress halts the offense long enough for Gyan to send over dark cover, which allows C's and Akame to farm into their plan B. Form a crossfire on sight. Sure, Nongshim's wall cancels out a lot of strong positions, but these two still can form a crossfire. They're strong attack FPSs, but is it good enough to beat this toxic screen? Well, it's a bait for Sova. KO's ripping shots from Dice, which I think has DFM tunnel visioned. Look at the pings.
That's what they're angling towards at the entire time.
Going over the top. Does he get the spot here on the close angle? It does not. So Sets is able to find one, but nothing more. RB quickly will just go ahead and push forward. Yeah, this is looking like all Nongshim all day long in the second pistol, and it will be.
This toxic screen provides cover for Neon to run it up the gut, and you can't see her unless you're playing on this side. But it's also Neon. You can't really contest her. So, do you just give up sight for free? KO was locked out after being tagged. Jingboom died to Ivy's lurk because he was so distracted by what was going on at A, and Owen got here as fast as he could. So getting aggressive didn't work. I mean, that is especially hard without a Yoru chamber who can stick around longer past these smokes than Jet can. Maybe running those agents would counter Nongshim? Regardless, on the following eco, DFM tried another solution. They just left A empty. Kinda like this mess Gizmo made in his litter box. If I just ignore it, it's not a problem. Omen and KO contested early with a one-way and 0 point to make it seem like they were fighting, but just went mid.
Three players around the corner, tail went pop, but shot just goes right past Downbeat. Unable to find that kill, so relay bolt looks to try to break their way forward in towards tree, and it will work.
The pistol didn't have enough firepower, but that brings us to DFM's first full buy. Losing this greatly increases their odds of falling to the 9-3 curse. So they need a good plan. First, they tried playing past Viper smokes, then ignoring them, and now they're going to try and use Killjoy's bots to stall and hold the space while these four crunch the entire half of the map. But Nongshim are headed right into Killjoy's setup. The round starts with RB lobbing his poison orb that makes holding main and then sight even harder to hold with multiple avenues to leak out from. Francis rips a recon, while the defense have pinch tiles behind a couple flashes. Then they break the turret plus a recon. Ivy's opposite from his team, relaying all of this information back, giving his team the green light to go. And from heaven, Killjoy can't see anything. The offense smoke, jump across for info, break the turret, flash, and Killjoy can't see anything. Sight is free. Okay, now hold on. Yes, DFM tried using their bots to hold this wall, but I think their setup kinda sucked. Why not have your mollies placed near the choke point or path to switch? These would slow the offense down, allow DFM time to rotate, flood in, and win. Maybe they adjust in future rounds? But for now, the offense have A, and the defense are rotating through mid to retake through catwalk, but they know Ivy started towards B. Getting Yen's trade would take way too long, so the defense group on door, but look at heaven! The offense recognize that they have worse weaponry and want to take the fight to DFM.
Now they constantly have to be worried about that. For the push, but RB holding the door with the stinger in hand, able to find himself a second kill as Meiy does get taken down. Akame only able to find one.
After getting beat by this Viper wall for the first 3 rounds, RB expected the defenses to aggress A main again and kept DFM at bay with a snakebite. This allowed the attackers to gut it up mid and overwhelm the lone sheriffs. Now, if you're the defense, you can't just leave A. Anything could be behind these walls, especially because you've been getting pounded by this thing. Oh well, the pistols got rolled, and now it's time for another full... Why are we buying an op? That is never a solution to these Viper shenanigans. Tell me, how are you supposed to hit anything when your screen looks like this all round? Well, at least Nongshim are going A, and might run into it. The barriers drop, Neon and Omen jump spot and teleport across, while the defense's useless one-way blooms. Like, tell me, if the attacker's wall goes like this, why bother even throwing this smoke? Whatever. The offense have A main, so the defense burn their owl drone to take B main. It spots Ivy's turret, allowing Jingboon to break it. Now, because the drone only spotted Killjoy, Nongshim's plan is to end B, while their smokes create a ton of passive pressure on A. As the offense group, RB is flipping his orb up and down, requiring 2 players to hold either side. After getting torched by these smokes for the first few rounds, DFM are petrified. The attackers are here, and Francis' owl drone gets all the way through main, and they snap Killjoy's turret. This forces out a shock, and then smoke for the choke, but not much else, not even a rotate. As a matter of fact, for the next 20 seconds, all DFM do is waste their paranoia in mid and run back to continue holding these smokes. Just the sheer existence of this wall and orb means that Nongshim aren't running into a stack.
Shock Dart clears one. Bit of damage forward here on the Dombie as he tries to push up, as there's the Hunter's Fury, the drop down, and oh boy.
And DFM have to save. The op, while useless against this comp, is expensive. DFM's lead is almost non-existent at this point, but still think that getting aggressive is a good counter to these lurk smokes. It failed on pistol, but here they have a new plan. They're going to... Wait, the offense aren't even here. For the first 5 rounds, Nongshim did nothing but condition that when this wall goes up, an ass beating is coming next. So here, Nongshim knew that DFM would over-adjust and are going B this time. Look, the round starts with the smoke tiles, flash, dash, recon, paranoia, but not a soul is here. Instead, the offense are joining through B main, move up, and Ivy activates his lockdown. Now what do the defense do? They're on their way, but the op gets pushed back with several mollies and then a recon as Neon sprints onto site. It gets like 80 tags, so Danby sprays into spawn so his teammates can get onto site and Persia to hug close and swing market. He then turns and paranoia spawn so that Viper can't get run down while unleashing her pit. Now what did DFM do? Well, they certainly can't get through spawn. Are they just going to all funnel through on choke? Nope, because RB didn't even use his orb on A this time. He saved it to clog up market too. DFM have to save. When playing against an attacker Viper ult, you have to understand that if she takes sight, she will clog up one of your avenues to retake. Meaning, when this is online, and you lose sight to a Killjoy lockdown, you need to complete your push down mid and flank B main. Hey, dude, are we ever going to take a timeout? Your team just blew a 6-round lead. Maybe we want to stop Nongshim's momentum? I guess not. Maybe their coach was going to, but heard his players talk about a solid plan. In their 3-0-2, these guys are going to fake a push out of B main in hopes that the offense see this and go, ah, they're pushing B, we need to slam A, and run headfirst into not only Mei's op, but also this new KJ setup that punishes the pathing to switch. Jinboong did adjust, but it looks like the offense are focused on mid and they're 1-3-1. Is this fake push going to work? DFM wastes no time by double flashing B main and pinning a recon onto Squid. At first, Ivy is freaking out and runs away, but once Gan caps main off with a smoke, it doesn't seem so bad. In response, the attackers slow their push up catwalk, launch a recon in the market, that breaks, but despite Ivy not seeing anyone push deep, he did see 3, meaning 2 defenders should be A. But DFM are almost here.
Yeah, back into Mei's hands. There's the entry attempt now coming through. Downbeat sprinting past that gap, now smoked off. Meiy repositions to heaven. Tailwind popped, goes for a flick, and would have been a monstrous one, but he cannot make it.
Why aren't we flooding into sight? If our plan was to fake an aggro B push to force the offense to come A, which they did, then why are we retreating? Yes, the wall is big and scary, ooh, but your teammates are on their way to help you. KO can lob flashes over these walls to help you peek. Sova's coming to swing. Instead, we just backed up so far and let the offense have this whole half of the map for free. I mean, the nanoswarms barely did anything. And look at how much utility the attackers were able to save to combat DFM's retake. That starts by C's joining out catwalk, but doesn't get far enough to spot Ivy. Though Jinboong is suspicious, so he hangs back while Akame 0-point sight and his team gets ready for an impossible retake.
Lockdown, the tools just realistically aren't there for DFM. It's gonna have to come off the back of some good shots, just like that one. Finds the first, RB. Within the poison orb, slides back over in towards main. Francis gonna hold the door. Quick tap, Meiy gonna be taken down. Jinboong now lost as well. RB striking, finds Jian. It's Downbeat. Drops down off the top of heaven and says he catches a glimpse, but he cannot catch the shot. Downbeat is the fish that maybe got away as he continues to poke and prod.
And not only is Viper's orb good for lurking, but making plays in the post plan too. At first, RB made noise in his smoke to drag the defense's attention away from clearing Francis. Persia got one because Danby was in heaven, watching heaven. RB tucked into main and got his, but because of this useless weapon, C's didn't feel confident enough to swing out of this dark cover, and I can't blame him. With all these smokes, how is he supposed to find a kill? And I mean, DFM are lucky that C's couldn't save. The op's useless. Still, no, timeout. You guys just lost the lead. Okay, well, maybe because Gen said, ah, f these smokes, I'm buying a judge. DFM's coach is like, yeah, that's way better than what I had drawn up. And it is a good idea. Think about it. This gun turns Nongshim's wall against them. There are a ton of smokes this match, and smokes do what class? Close the distance. Wow, you guys are getting smart. The toxic string goes up, Gen just holds, it falls, Gen then uses his own smoke, meaning the offense need to take close quarter fights against him. The only issue is that if he gets drummed out, he kinda has to fall back. I personally think that a hard flank would do really well, but unfortunately we're not gonna see that this video. Only DFM dying or getting shut out of the post plant. And this shotgun should find value. Nongshim are abusing their wall again in their 1-4. The round starts quick with a high recon, useless one-way, jump spot, and TP across. RB counters the smoke by putting his wall up, and his team walks through. And now that Nongshim have a main, their next objective is mid. So Sova sprints back through spawn, goes all the way into tiles, and activates his Aldrone, which is protected by his Omen's dark cover. And now, I think the attacker's plan was to take a main, then mid, and hope that because the offense lost 2 big pieces of the map, they'd re-clear A and die. But this judge ain't going anywhere. So because no one peeked Nongshim, their plan B is to slowly walk back towards B. But DFM are suspicious. The judge hasn't taken contact yet, their Aldrone spots nothing in mid, and Jinboong's tin skins are still up. Where the hell are Nongshim? In spawn? Well, because Francis has burned his drone, Meiy feels confident to leave the shotgun on its own and go reinforce the sheriffs, which have broken Ivy's alarm bot, and where Nongshim are headed. Now, before just going B, the offense want to pressure mid harder with the dark cover, jump spots, and Viper's flipping her smokes up and down, but none of this is working. The judge is still here. The alarm bot is still up. It's gotta be B. Gen even ults deeper into A main as Akame rips a 0 point into Cat. The offense have to move.
No one's home. Angle towards the B side where it is a little bit more stacked for DFM.
Pivot coming in, but Jinbong not in a position to really try to utilize the lockdown here at the moment. Dambi with a peek in towards Alley. It's a decent amount of damage going to be suffered, but there's the reveal.
And Nongshim are stuck. Before their execute, Jinbong mollied lane so the offense couldn't come to sight, and C's saved his recon knowing that it had to be B. Now the offense have to continue towards sight. They have no other map control, and time is low.
20 seconds.
Oh, Jinbong. Okay, I'm going to have to see that one back as Francis Ivy build's going to fall. Sassy able to find Persia as well, and that leaves RB alone in a 1v4. Weapons not collected, but it doesn't matter at all. The time is just not going to be there for him. See if he can get a little bit more damage dealt, but he's completely surrounded. Akame able to just go ahead and pull back around the corner, and RB will eventually fall.
Oh, now you take a timeout. Coach, we're choking this game. What words of wisdom do you have for us? Keep buying the judge. It works really well. That's it. Coming out of their timeout, DFM have realized that the solution to their Viper problem this whole game was to buy a judge. So in their 3-2, they're letting the shotgun sell away, alarm bot mid since Nongshim haven't broken it, and then stack B. See? When you only have one person holding the smokes, they're not that scary. Now the attackers must think that their Viper util is creating pressure because they have all 5 players grouped up to go B. The round starts with this useless one-way on A, smoke for Cat, turrets for B, and Francis activates his Aldron from tiles, flying all the way up market. But the alarm bot still doesn't get broken. And now on B, both teams have been brawling for main. Shocks, recon, broken turret, but the defense don't want to fight too hard and make Nongshim think that they're stacking B. So DFM fall into a triple crossfire from logs, lane, and stairs. But the offense must think that their walls are putting in work because they burn their paranoia to take main and just get ready to hit sight.
Here, Dambi starting to bound towards you. That's going to be a big threat, Meiy. Swinging, able to find one. Does get spotted though, and RB is able to quickly collect the kill there on the back end.
Killjoy! Why are you running? If your Jet and Sova are fighting up on Switch, help them. I know you got tagged, but your Jet is flying around. Why not bait her? Regardless, it's an even 3-on-3, and Akame has halted the offense by activating his null command. And now normally, the problem with stopping mid-execute is that your smokes are going to fizzle out and you'll die to a crossfire. But RB saved his poison orb, so as KO's ult finally ends, he's smoke spawn and market's closed. How are these two supposed to help Killjoy now? If they push the smoke, they'll die. If only there was a way to throw utility to help her. And Nongshim turned their attention towards sight, and Jinbong stranded.
2 flashes still available from Akame. Maybe trying to play him in, but they need to start doing that right now. Because here comes Dambi. Playing on the corner, swinging around the side, and there's the shorty to strike. Jan similarly does get taken down. Francis here. And market steps. Yeah, able to survive that one is, oh, dearie me.
Okay, when I said throw utility to help Killjoy, I meant Akame could use his flashes so she could peek, not Omen teleporting to stairs with the judge. Think about it. Omen can just hold for KO while he lobs dots for Killjoy. How does doing this help her? Now, we didn't see a lot of other uses for Viper's kit this game, but she is really flexible. Like next round, Nongshim used this poison orb to default mid and finally break this alarm bot. This big thing blocks both spawn and market. The defense were forced into a 2-1-2, eventually ended A, but Omen's judge held strong in A main and allowed his teammates to focus on tree and flush out the area with a Hunter's Fury and lockdown. Now, with only a little over 20 seconds left, the offense had no choice but to go B. They broke the door, but Jet was daydreaming or something. She died, but C's did great to clean up the mess. With only 15 seconds left, how was RB supposed to plant?
15 seconds remaining!
What are we doing?
He's out of the open! Nets gifted the plant! RB, all the time in the world! Paranoia will be able to get the catch, but it's going to go up and over the top of the box, and RB now can reposition. And GN, he is not going to be ready for the settle!
DFM just handed match point to Nongshim on a silver platter, despite finding a reliable counter to RB smokes. And to complete the comeback, they're abusing the smokes one last time in their 1-3-1 by pushing mid, while DFM have sold their judge? Why? It's been holding Viper smoke so well. Well, whatever. Round 12 begins with, dude, when are you gonna stop throwing the smoke? Another for Cat and a recon for Arches. With mid clear, the offense move up, and Akame gets lucky. But now Gien is in a pickle. The offense can come through tree or from behind these scary smokes. So he blocks off main for the time being and gets ready to clear out mid and alleviate this pressure.
A loss suffered in that fashion, and now Akame dead off the rip. Mei's just gonna be shot out of the sky. Jinbong will be able to find one.
If you're being crunched, you have to fight one side. Here, Gen felt like the walls were closing in, despite no one being behind these smokes, and panicked. He just tried TPing away and died. If your team's fighting mid, why not run in with them? You're down a player anyways, go make a play. With that kill, the offense wrap main and clear it for Viper so she can grab her last ult point. The spike is planted, she farts, and now there is just no way for two defenders to clear all of this, especially because Neon is wrapping to flank you late.
Standing ahead.
This would be a Herculean effort from DFM to try to keep it going. Jinbong going to be spotted here on the drop down. They're able to double face in towards Hell. Persia dead. Jinbong finding another, but the time is starting to get away from them. The push forward, the Hunter's Fury, the layers are now coming to fruition.
Now, does Viper have better tech on Ascent or Haven? Watch this video and you decide for yourself.